answering your dating questions this week, and our first part two of why is it that guys ghost us after they sleep with us? And my answer to that is take the cookie off the table. This is part two from my book. Part one, be sure to watch that part because it's a continuation of this part, and I will link it below. But my answer to that is, ladies, take the cookie off the table. Just take it off the cookie. Take the cookie off the table. The cookie is not an option. It is not to be served up. So yesterday we talked about how guys ghost us. Many guys ghost us after they sleep with us. And it's because their goal was to get the cookie. So because their goal is to get the cookie, guess what? You need to have a goal. Your goal is to not give up the cookie. We talked about how men are calculated. Okay, they are calculated in how we need to too. Don't give up the cookie. You are calculated in that you are not giving up the cookie. Simple. Talk about also about my son, how men are made to conquer, and even little boys. If you pay attention to little boys, to see how they're different from little girls. My kids are 20 years apart, but my little girl, I could put him on a blanket with some doll babies and some toys and say, Lexi, sit there and don't move. My little boy, he is all about conquering and climbing on stuff and jumping across the room. My living room is 18 by 30, and he wanted to jump across the room. Why? He wanted to conquer that. Well, if that's a little boy, I think he was about 3 at that. Can you imagine a grown 30, 40-year-old man that his goal is to get your cookie? And because that is his goal, they will not stop until they get the cookie. And then they'll go, because they're not going to marry you. See, their goal was to get the cookie. So once they get the cookie, they don't need you anymore. I'm drinking some water, no tea today. Because girls, we need some water to quench all this thirst we have. Okay, so look at these men thinking that's going to make them marry you. Can't do that. Okay. Because if they want to marry you, they'll marry you. But if you're giving up the cookie to make him marry you, it's not going to happen. All right. Talked about also how my dad told me that every man wants to have sex. Every man. The bishop, the deacon, the pastor, the poor man, the broke man, the rich man, the man with the AIDS, the man on the street, the homeless man in the shelter, the broke man, the sick man, the man on his dying bed want to have sex. Understand that. Every man wants to have sex. So stop thinking, oh, he doesn't want to have sex with me. He does. They do. Especially my sisters, you're dating for marriage, and men know that you're dating for marriage. They want to have sex with you. Every man that approaches you has an agenda. Make you his wife or to get the cookie in the dating world. Even those that you're not dating. I've had guys at my job when I first started working there over a few years say, oh, I heard you're not giving up the cookie, but I'm going to get your cookie. I've had men to tell me that. I have had men to tell me to my face that they're going to get the cookie. I was like, I never gave them a chance. I'm not going out. I don't believe in dating people from my job. There are many people who got married from their jobs, but for me, that wasn't an option for me. Because I know how much they make. But no, I don't date guys I work with. Okay, because if it don't work out, I don't want to see it. But I've had men to say to me that they heard I don't give up the cookie, and they are going to get my cookie. Can you believe that? Now those same men shaking my husband's hands, Big Mike, Brother Mike, what's up, brother? Those same men. So, ladies, they have an agenda to get your cookie. So, in order for you to win this game, take the cookie off the table. Nobody gets a cookie. Nobody. We talk about how your vagina is important, ladies. We need to begin to love ourselves, begin to love your vagina and treasure it. Your vagina is representative of the holy of holies. When God told Moses to build the tabernacle, there was the outer court, all of this, the outer court. There was the inner court, and then there's the holies of holies, where only the high priest can go behind once a year on the Day of Atonement to offer up blood, sacrifice for the people once a year. Only the high priest who was consecrated and set aside to go back there. There were many priests, but only the high priest could go back there. What is that representative of? Your body is your holy of the temple of the Lord. Your vagina is your holies of holies, reserved only for one man, your husband, who has made the sacrifice, who have gone through the process to protect you, took you to church, talked to pastor, we gonna get married, we went to marriage counseling, took you before God, pastor, and your family and friends, and say, I take this woman to be my lawful wedded wife. If you get that in your mind, you won't have to worry about why guys ghost you because you gave up the cookie. Just don't give up the cookie. To me, it's simple. A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. Don't give up the cookie. Make up in your mind that you're not going to give up the cookie. Okay, let's finish reading. So take the cookie off the table. Nobody gets the cookie. If you put that in your mind, nobody gets the cookie, no matter what they do, no matter what they say. I know many guys that talk women out of their panties, honey, and then send her home in an Uber after he had her at her house with some stale chips, flat soda, some music, took all her cookie and sent her home. Take it off the table. Stop putting yourself in compromising position. You go to his house. You just met this guy. What you doing at his house? You don't know him? Stop. Okay? You see, ladies, by taking the cookie off the table, that will save you 95% of your time, energy, and many broken hearts and possible babies out of wedlock. I had a baby at 16. Baby at 16. Now, one of my questions is from a girl who said she's had 4 babies in the last 5 years, and the guy told her she don't need a husband, she needs counseling. She's mad that he said that. We're going to talk about that. Okay? Why we keep having these babies with no husband? Because we keep giving up the cookie. We keep thinking he's going to be the one. He's going to do right by me. Why? He hasn't gone through the process to do right by you. And the process is to do everything he needs to do to make you his wife and take you to church and marry you. That's the process. If he hasn't done that, he's not about protecting you, my dear. Okay? And can you say possible sexually transmitted diseases? How many guys, how many ladies? Don't answer this question. This is personal. Okay, this is between you, God, and your doctor. But how many of us have had sexually transmitted disease from a man that we sleep with that says, I'm tested. I don't have any sexually transmitted disease. And because he said it, you believe it. You ain't got no blood report. You didn't go get a blood test together. Nothing. You just believe that he said it, so you believe it. And then you get up next time, you start itching. Somebody was asked a question about that. Start itching. Go into your doctor. Oh, I got some kind of sexually transmitted disease. He said he was clean. You believe it because he said it. Where's the documentation? See? Process. Okay. Process, girl. So once they realize that you're not giving up the cookie, they won't want to waste your time. So when the guy realizes you're not giving up the cookie, 9 out of 10 will not waste their time because their agenda was to get the cookie. Now, I knew one girl who said he waited 2 years and then she finally gave it up. And guess what? He ghosted her right after. Not a week later, a month later, right after. Ain't heard from him again. Okay? But wait a minute. Remember that this is a game. Dating is a game. You just have to play and know the rules. We don't know the rules. The guys do. We don't know the rules. So there might be a few that will stick around because they are determined. So play the daddy card. What's the daddy card? We're going to talk about the daddy card tomorrow. It's ahead of this one. Okay? And when all else fails, think of your husband. I was thinking about my future husband. I didn't want to keep popping out babies for bums that I had to take care of, then I'm turning over those kids for my husband to take care of. That's not fair to him. But it's also not fair to my husband when I'm running all around town just dishing out the cookie like government cheese. That's not fair to him, right? When all else fails, think about your husband. Think about, I want to save myself from my husband. That's what I thought about. I want to save myself from my husband. Okay? Before I got married, there were men that I worked with who told me that they heard that I wasn't giving up the cookie to anyone, but that they were going to get it. I just laughed at them. Well, I am honored to say not one of them got my cookie. And guess what? Those same men shake my husband's hands when we are at events. So I hold my head high because when my husband doesn't have to be ashamed. Also, please do not put yourself in compromising positions. Stop going to his house. He doesn't need to come to your house. And for God's sake, stop going to a man's house that you don't know, that you just met for a first date for Netflix and movies. If he is inviting you over to his home to watch a movie, he doesn't value you, and his goal is to get the cookie. Okay, his goal to get the cookie. Let's see if he was going over with Beyonce. You think he was going to invite her to his house? No, he going to take her out somewhere nice to impress her. Okay, don't stop going to these houses. Stop these Netflix. Stop these chips and soda dates. If he want to take you out, then he needs to take you on a nice date. So, ladies, let's take the cookie off the table. No more. Make up in your mind, nobody gets it. No matter what they say, no matter what they do, no matter what they give you, no matter what gifts they buy you, nobody gets the cookie. And so you won't have to worry about why guys are ghosting you because you just left with them. Just don't give up at all. Make up in your mind. I had to do that. I made up in my mind that I was going to be celibate. I was not having sex with anyone. And I'm going to wait. And I'm going to believe God for my husband. And I'm going to do everything I need to do to be able to meet my husband. And I'm not giving it up to anybody. So you will not be ghosted because you didn't give up the cookie. Once they find out you're not about that, guess what? Ta-ta, bye-bye. They'll be gone. All right? Please subscribe to my channel if you have not. Please share. Please invite a friend. And join me again tomorrow for more questions. I have so many questions that were sent in to me, but I'm trying to answer the most important ones. Okay, I love you, girls. Gotta go. I love you. I love you. I love you. Please share. Once you watch, press share. All right, gotta go. Love you.